Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the new Walmart exclusive G.I. Joe Retro Series Robert Grunt Graves. This is a 1/18 scale action figure, and this is the packaging that it comes in. So the overall card collectability on these are not very good for collectors. The card stock is very thin. Most of the ones you find on the shelf are pretty well warped, bent, or severely damaged, and even the bubbles were not really used to such a long bubble or a tall bubble or clamshell, if you will. They are actually, it does show off the accessories, a little better, but it kind of makes, in my opinion, an offset to the original design, which are going for like a retro style card back. It is kind of offsetting, but it's not bad. But the cardstock is really terrible. So for the packaging, on the top left, we do have the warning for choking hazards. It says choking hazards, small parts, not for children on the age of 3. And then on the right, we have recommended, I guess that's recommended for like ages 4 and up. Across the top of the card, we do have the very nice retro G.I. Joe logo, which is my favorite. Just below that, we have the nameplate for the character. We have some artwork of the character on the left side there, and on the bottom we have the old school Hasbro logo. And we do have the bubble on this side with the accessories and the figure. I must say, it looks like, from without even opening it yet, it looks like this is going to be a better stalker style feel of the figure, so hopefully it's a better quality of plastic, but we're going to find out here shortly. So let's go take a look at the back of the card. So on the back of the card, we do have the G.I. Joe logo at the top right. We have the file card. Now these are, in my opinion, absolutely ridiculous file cards, but trying to be biased, not trying to be too biased about it, but I just don't like them. I mean, they're not anywhere near a retro style card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different languages, and just the English alone is just on the top. And I think that's not very collectible, and I do not like those types, and hopefully they don't continue much longer with this type. They need to actually either use the same bios they've had before with new pictures, or hire a writer to start writing up some really cool bios that we're used to seeing. In the middle of the packaging, it shows some of the characters that are available. We have Cobra Commander, Duke, Lady J, Stalker, the Cobra Trooper, and the Cobra Officer. In the bottom of the half of the packaging, we have a bunch of legal information, fine print in different languages, safety symbols no one really cares about. Here is a UPC. If that helps you find these. These are, I found this at Walmart. They're $12.97, I believe. Somewhere, maybe 96 cents. I'll go ahead and pick up this camera and show you guys can read the back of this top piece if you wish to pause and read it. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on and take a look at the figure. So let's give you an idea of the cardstock. I mean, this is just the way it is. Got the better one off the shelf than they had. They had 2 of them and left the other one for a fellow collector, hopefully not a scalper. You can see how these aren't very collectible at all. There's no quality there. For the price point, you think they would at least give us something, a decent card back. So at the bottom of the clamshell, you do find this. Since it's included, I'll show it to you. It's probably the same stuff they stick in with the Star Wars vintage collection figures. Bunch of small print stuff no one really cares about. Here's Grunt in his clamshell. You have some tape on the accessories, so it may cause some tackiness on your accessories. We have the stand there in the back, but that's what that looks like. Okay, here's our Stalker figure outside Stalker. I got Stalker on the mind. Here's our Grunt figure outside the packaging. We'll be doing a comparison with Stalker here. That's why I was thinking about Stalker. So let's take a look at the head sculpt, because there's just something that odd about it. It just looks, I don't know, it looks mannequin, like a mannequin, if that's a word, mannequin. It looks kind of weird. They got that big chin. This is definitely a new head sculpt I've never seen on Grunt figure before. This must be modeled after somebody. Kind of looks almost like one of those gangster faces. And look at that jaw and that chin. The eyebrows and the eyes are got a very glossy shine to them. It's almost look like they have like maybe water slide decals for the instead of paint. Because I don't know and I don't want to pick at it. His lips are really, really shiny. I don't know why. He has light brown hair. It's the back. Let's see if we got this thing to focus right. There's definitely something different about that. So yeah, he's pretty much a green, green suit, like green sweater type shirt that Stalker does have, a recent figure from the previous wave. He has a brown harness. We have a green grenade. We have a silver buckle there. We do have a brown pistol case, pistol holster. We have a darker green pad here on the side there. We have a hole in his back for if you just come. Yeah, he comes with a backpack. This is the same pouch here on that arm, and he has brown boots with the green laces. Other than that, I believe everything is just the same color. Green is what you would expect for in a version 1 Grunt, because he's one of the original 12. Not all of them were green, but I think most of them were, besides Snake Eyes Scarlet. And maybe no, Hawk had the same suit, I believe. It's been a long time since I've seen those characters in their very first original outfits. So it's a 360 look. Very cool. Some more angles for you guys. Man, just something with that face. He does have pig holes in his feet. So let's take a look at the articulation on this figure. So for the head, okay, he will look down, a little up, back to stationary. We have a very tight 360. A little side to side. Arms are in a ball joint, 360. Arms that go up about that much. Very cool. We have a 360 rotation at the elbow. We have a bendable elbow. Wow, that looks like it's more than 90 degrees. That's going to be really cool for his weapons. Well, it's a little loose. Oh yeah, look at that. That's really cool. That's a deep bend, so it's more than 90, so that's really nice. He does have some chest articulation side to side, front and back. It's probably a little bit hindered from the harness, but it works. We have a 360 rotation at the waist. This is very nice. His legs are sticking out of that one. Wow. So that's pretty nice. What's going on with these joints? That one kind of gets hindered with that pistol holster there, but if we can get, man, we can't get by it. Probably goes up by the same length, but then get about that much because it hits the back side. We have double jointed knees, like that. And we have a rotation here at the boot. There's the top of the boot, 360. We have a pivot down on his feet, on his ankle. Not too much up. 360 rotations at the up of the boot there. It is a little side to side there. You can get it. You might be able to rotate that if you were. Yeah, you can rotate it on the boot if you want. If that's something you wanted to do. All right, not too bad for the articulation. I'm really impressed with the elbows. It was cool. Alright, so the articulation for his hands, they kind of do this, but they're kind of tucked, the joints are really tucked underneath the sleeve, especially on this one. You're not getting much of that joint, as you can see. But for some reason, this arm, he gets such a larger rotation of the actual arm in a 360 all the way around. So it's kind of odd how one sleeve sits different than the other one. So yeah, it's a little less of a range than the other arm. So let's start looking at his accessories. So let's start off with his helmet. It's just basically a green helmet. We do have drilled holes on the side, almost like for a visor. Not too bad. It's just over the top. Let's see how well it fits. Huh? That's not too bad. Fits really nice. It doesn't fall off. It's not loose or anything, so that's a good thing. So next up we have his backpack. It's basically no paint. It's just a molded green. There's a lot of sculpt work in the backpack. It's pretty cool. I mean, like a paint, but I guess it would follow with the overall design of the vintage style. And then we would just basically want to put that on his back. It fits nice. A little hard to start, but once it starts, it goes in pretty nice, and it goes pretty flush against the back. It's not bad. Alright, so next we have his knife. We have a nice blade, silver blade there. Kind of has the edge there. It's maybe a different shade of silver, but it kind of really stands out. Green handle. Very, very cool. Here he can hold it really nicely, nice and tight. Looks really good. It's great to see the essay has a place to keep that knife. But what's unfortunate is the placement of that little pocket. If we back this off a little bit, see there's like a little pouch there on his, and it definitely gets in the way of the knife. So it may warp your knife if you leave it there, like, unless you can get a perfect angle. It's definitely nice that you can put it on his person, but again, not thinking through. They're just putting stuff together and packaging it, in my opinion. Okay, next up he has his pistol. Maybe due to the time of this character, I'm guessing it's probably like maybe a Beretta or something. Military issue Beretta, but that's my guess. It's a black pistol. So you can see he holds it really nice, and his trigger finger goes right into the actual trigger guard there. Looks really good. I must say I'm really impressed on how he holds these weapons. And they have a place to store it. Let's see how it fits. And it fits relatively nice. I mean, you can see that it does come out of the bottom just a little bit, but other than that, works really good. Perfect fit, doesn't fall out. Looks like it's made to be there. Looks really good. And for his assault rifle, we do have an M16. Just black. It's a very nice mold. Do like it very much. Your very traditional M16 from the time frame. Looks really cool. And there he is holding his M16. I'm telling you what, that's probably one of the best holds I've seen on an M16. Oh, look at that trigger finger. Not only it fits his pistol, it's perfectly sized for the M16. Right inside the trigger guard. And with that amazing bend ratio, that elbow, you really can pull that M16 back. That looks really nice, just on a basic hold. That's real nice. And here he can hold it with both hands. Looks really good. He's got all of his gear on his person. The last accessory that he has is a stand. We're used to seeing from like the 25th anniversary line. Then we have the Grunt on the front, all black, really nice. And he fits perfectly on the stand. Nice and nice tolerances for the holes in the bottom of his feet. Alrighty then. So before we get to the comparisons with the other retro style Joes, give you my thoughts on the figure. I like the figure. It's a pretty nice figure. So my dislikes is somewhat the face. It's just something about it just irks me a little bit. My one arm is a little loose. I want to look into that more and see if maybe it's just out or just the way it is. Maybe I have to find another one. I don't know. The materials are not G.I. Joe quality materials. What's funny about it is like the Stalker and the Grunt have a different feel material than the Troopers, like your Officer and your Grunt, and your Officer and your Trooper. Blue Troopers are just currently out. The one with the green missile launcher and one with the mortar. They're even worse plastic. So I'm not sure what's going on with the. You would think it'd be the same style plastic, but they definitely have a different feel to them. Fortunately, the Troopers are worse, so I wouldn't want to build those if they gave them to me. But you know, if you're a collector, you kind of have one for your collection. What I really like about the figure is that the weapons and accessories are fantastic. You can put all of his weapons on this person. They're great. The M16 is fantastic. The pistol's really good. The pistol fits in the holster perfectly. The knife's really cool, but don't need that little pouch on the harness there. I do like the placement of the knife. That's really tactical, really cool. The overall aesthetics is basically the very first version of Grunt. Other than the small things like with the face and the materials, I do recommend the figure. It's worth $12, even though it's not subpar quality plastic, but it's really, I just think it's definitely really cool. You can get rid of past that face, but it's not bad at all. I just wish they'd give these figures a little more love like they give the classified line. So with that being said, let's take a look at a couple comparisons from the other characters from the retro series. Okay, here's the comparisons with some of the other characters. We have Roblox, Stalker, and Scarlet. That's how they stand. You can see Roblox is a little bit taller, which it should be. It looks like we do have some reused parts from Stalker on Grunt. The body style, the legs, yeah, the shirt texture is definitely the same body, same harness, I believe, yeah. So pretty much everything is the same except for the head and helmet, obviously. So the way we're going, and we may look like we might be getting all the original 12. The question is, who's next, and what they're going to look like, and what they're made out of. So, well, that's about it for this review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share and like the video. And if any questions, comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next review.